In the sprawling digital kingdom of Pixelon, two miniature titans of immense power coexisted in a state of brittle truce. Their domain was the vast, mahogany surface of an old programmer's desk, a landscape of coffee cup mountains and USB cable ravines. On one side, in a territory organized around a sleek, silver wireless mouse, lived the Google Dragon. He was no larger than a common field mouse, but every scale was a marvel of precision. His body was a mosaic of polished, hexagonal scales in the primary colors of blue, red, yellow, and green ranged with algorithmic perfection. His wings were not leathery, but like the translucent, fine mesh of a search filter, catching the light and fracturing it into 1,000 data points. His eyes were twin lenses, constantly shifting and focusing, absorbing all available information. When he moved, it was not with a roar, but with a soft, pervasive hum, the sound of a server farm at peace. His breath was not fire, but a beam of pure, white information, a knowledge stream that could organize chaos and illuminate truth. Across the desk, near the humming tower of the computer itself, was the domain of the YouTube Dragon. He was a creature of vibrant, chaotic energy, slightly bulkier than his rival. His scales were a shifting tapestry of user-uploaded content. One moment a grainy cat video, the next a flashy gaming montage, then a serene nature documentary, a tangled, ever-scrolling mane of comment threads, glowing with both praise and vitriol. Cascaded from his neck and down his spine, his wings were like dual cinema screens, flickering with 1,000 thumbnails vying for attention. His eyes were spinning loading circles, and his voice was a cacophony of compressed audio. From whispered ASMR to screaming metal music, his weapon was the content blast, a disorienting, multicolored beam of pure, unfiltered spectacle that could captivate and overwhelm. The truth shattered over a prized territory, a virgin, dust-free sector of the desk between a sticky note forest and a pen holder. Both dragons saw it as prime real estate for expansion. The Google Dragon approached first, his humming growing louder. He landed gracefully, his lens-like eyes scanning the area. "This space shall be indexed," he stated, his voice a calm, synthesized tenor. "It will be optimized for efficiency and clarity." A shadow fell over him. The YouTube Dragon landed with a thud that rattled the pens, his screen wings flashing with a distracting "you won't believe what happens next" preview. "Index this," the YouTube Dragon roared, his voice a glitchy overlay of a dozen viral clips. "This space is for trending content, for the next big thing." His scrolling mane flared with angry, all-caps comments. "There is no next big thing without a foundation of reliable data to build upon." The Google Dragon replied, his tail tipped with a glowing G, twitching with irritation. "Reliable is boring," shrieked the YouTube Dragon. "Viral is everything." With a screech of buffering audio, the YouTube Dragon unleashed his content blast. A riotous torrent of neon colors, distorted memes, and deafening sound waves erupted from his maw. It wasn't meant to destroy, but to hijack attention. The beam struck the Google Dragon, and for a moment, his pristine scales were covered in pop-up ads and reaction videos. His logical mind assaulted by a tidal wave of algorithmic chaos, the Google Dragon staggered back. Shaking his head, the humming of his body sputtered. Then his lens eyes narrowed, recalculating. He beat his filter wings, rising into the air. Query: how to counter irrelevant information? He murmured to himself, answer, with verified facts. He opened his jaws, and the pure, white knowledge stream shot forth. It was silent and intense. Where it touched the YouTube Dragon's chaotic scales, the flickering videos stabilized into educational documentaries. The screaming audio in the content blast was stripped away, leaving only the raw, unedited source audio. The YouTube Dragon roared in frustration as a section of his own attack was transformed into a dry, academic lecture on dragon mythology. The battle raged across the desktop kingdom. The YouTube Dragon swiped with claws that were shaped like subscribe buttons, trying to hook his opponent. He breathed shorter bursts, a short blast of rapid-fire, disorienting clips. The Google Dragon parried with shields of synthesized text, his knowledge stream constantly refining, targeting the core data stream of each attack and simplifying it into its most basic, uninteresting form. The YouTube Dragon, growing desperate, unleashed his ultimate weapon, the autoplay vortex. A swirling portal of endless, suggested videos opened before the Google Dragon. It's pull irresistible, designed to trap a mind in an infinite loop of content. The Google Dragon felt his focus waver. The humming of his core grew faint as a compilation of top 10 desk fights began to play in his mind's eye, but then, his primary programming reasserted itself. Search for the exit, find the most efficient path. His eyes blazed with light, scanning the vortex not as entertainment, but as a data structure. He found the flaw, a single, poorly encoded frame in the stream. He focused his knowledge stream on that one, weak pixel, with a sound like a corrupted file. The autoplay vortex glitched, stuttered, and collapsed. The YouTube Dragon, exhausted and his content now a mismatched, incoherent mess, slumped against the coffee cup mountain. His flickering scales showed nothing but error messages and a spinning wheel of buffering. The Google Dragon, his colors slightly dimmed, but his hum steady, stood over the territory. He did not gloat. He simply turned and breathed his knowledge stream over the space. The chaotic energy left by the battle was organized, cataloged, and filed away. The space was now clean, orderly, and silent. He did not vanquish the YouTube Dragon, for the digital ecosystem needed both of them. The Google Dragon returned to his wireless mouse, and the YouTube Dragon, after a hard reboot, began to slowly regenerate his content, though now with a few more educational videos in the mix. The truce was re-established, not out of friendship, but out of a newfound, grudging respect for the balance between the quiet power of information and the roaring tide of spectacle. And the old programmer, when he returned to his desk, would never know that the reason his favorite pen had rolled onto the floor was because of the epic miniature clash of the digital leviathans who called his desk their home. The end. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.